Here we go. From Xputer. 2 weeks ago. We don't have the date here, it was 20 something of April, I'm pretty sure. Sony patents to prevent you from in-game harassment by reading your emotions. That sounds scary, not gonna lie. The new incentive could prove to be a major step towards ending cyberbullying. Let me move the person a little bit. So, yeah, that's okay. That's probably okay. 10 minutes read. I don't think so. That's okay. Sony is often credited with helping innovative ideas in the gaming industry. Do they? Maybe. And we can get a glimpse of them in patents. The company has now published yet another unique legal document that wants to tackle in-game harassment by detecting the emotions of players. This already not only seems sci-fi as all hell, it is dystopian. Once again, we're suffering just because, oh baby, would you look at that? Would you look at that? They keep wanting to get your biometric data. It keeps happening a lot. And a lot of people, a lot of normies, I would say, are like, yeah, sure, whatever. I have nothing to hide. Yeah, I have nothing to hide. Why do you need to look though? The proposed system will allegedly use biometric info, recorded in real time, to figure out the current emotions of a user for auto-detecting harassment cases. This is wild. This is wild. I've read this, and I'm not still sure how this will work, even. Depending on the harassment detection apparatus and method, will actively record the in-game emotional data. Emotional data is kind of wild too. Of users to see how they behave with each other. Sony could detect when a player is harassed due to their rising heartbeat and other similar emotional changes. The publisher will use that info to take appropriate action and quell the issue without making the victim go through manual steps. You can mute, you can block. That's it. I'm still baffled. How is cyberbullying a thing? Without content doxing, okay? It is crazy. Also, Sony could detect when a player is harassed to their rising heartbeat. Are you sure about that? I'm not saying that you're gonna detect rising heartbeat with a silly machine here. But there are other reasons for rising heartbeat. Sometimes you get really into the game. Maybe you're thrilled. Maybe, because they specify here, other similar emotional changes. Maybe you're getting frustrated because you're getting your ass kicked. Just because of that. I don't know. This seems like a weird excuse to me. Harassment detection in this manner, there is identifying a victim of harassment first, as opposed to identifying a harasser first, is advantageous in that the number of false positive detections of harassment incidents may be reduced. Here's the patent. I know it's not quite the same, but this reminds me of... What am I witnessing? Man-made horrors beyond my imagination. I know this is not the same, but this reminds me a little bit of Minority Report. That is an old movie nowadays, but holy shit, it is scary. We're going to yell you before you commit a crime. It's not quite the same, but it's getting close. There's more information here. Per the patent, Sony will relocate the victim in the game to be away from the harasser or vice versa. Additionally, it will also cut off communication between both parties to protect the victim from further harassment. We can expect the publisher to punish the perpetrator by banning them entirely. Hold up. Hold up. This is Sony. As far as I know, most games you're gonna play on a PlayStation, you have to buy. So you can whole ass lose your access to your game because you got a little bit too silly in an online game. I don't know. Temporal bans? Maybe. Like global mutes? Maybe. I don't know. This is way too draconian for me. Way too draconian. And this is not the first time we've seen stuff like this. I don't like it. And then they will have the audacity to wonder, why is it that people don't want to buy your games? Why is it that people don't want to buy a PS5? Well, it doesn't have games, first of all. Why is it that people like to sell the 7 Seas? Well, you see, as Gaben said back in the day, it's just a service problem, baby. It's just a service problem. But it argues that the current protocols to deal with in-game harassment are lacking. Right now, the widely used method requires the victim to report the incidents to a moderator. And that makes sense. You have an action, and then you have a reaction. We could go here on a long tirade about how actual law, real law I mean, is extremely nuanced. So you cannot be like, you killed someone, you go to jail. You could be a case of self-defense. Just to give a quick example. I don't know what to tell you, man. However, many often don't bother reporting the perpetrators. Maybe it was not that big of a deal. Maybe you will not find that asshole ever again. Why bother? Therefore, they might continue harassing other players and feel more comfortable due to the lack of repercussions. So, auto-detecting harassment may also quell this issue. Maybe I like trash talking. Okay? If you're playing a competitive game, you're gonna trash talk, and you're gonna be trash talked too. And that is fine. You don't need to be always comfy. It's okay. I don't know. I'm from back in the day, you see? We all have seen heinous stuff on games before, and that's fine. You don't need to be a frail little boy. There's a need in the art of harassment detection techniques that do not require the victim to report the harassment they're experiencing. Hold up. So, this is way worse. I just realized. So, you, Sony, are going to tell me when I am being harassed or not? Maybe I don't give a fuck. Maybe it actually fuels me to kill the guy in a shooter game, for example. This is ridiculous. We should thereby decrease the proportion of harassment incidents that never get reported, and also improve the well-being and safety of users participating in shared environments. We have here a figure with just the basic emotions, I guess, with balance and arousal. I don't know if this makes sense. I'm not a psychologist, so maybe I can take this at face value. Execute, receive, generate, detect, and modify. I would need more information about this to properly parse this. Overall, the conglomerate has previously brought up a slew of unique patterns that plan to quell cyberbullying in its games. Sony recently published the legal document to address cyberbullying in VR games by shielding players with a bubble. That sounds like a stupid idea. Oh, look at that weak boy. You're in a bubble now. We're going to punch the bubble. Because fuck you, that's why. That's what people do. Additionally, it earlier unveiled its plans to punish gamers for immoral voice chat behavior. I remember this. Just a couple of comments here. Let's read them. Just the idea of this makes me physically sick. It literally makes me want to throw up. Just because they patent it doesn't mean they will use it. If only. Stop defending companies that literally do the dystopian cyberpunk BS like this. I agree. This is not me, by the way. I only found this yesterday. Or 2 days ago. It had to be yesterday. Anyway then, just because they parrot it doesn't mean they will use it. Typically translates to, yes, they're going to do this, and we have no say in the matter. And that's the dangerous part. Never send the best of or goodwill from companies. If something can be abused and / or exploited, they will do so. Nah, that never happens. We don't live in a world of ifs, maybes, or perhaps anymore. If they can do something bad, they're going to do it. It's just a matter of when it happens. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. And yes, maybe this could be a way to get, well, this levers BS, right? Could be a way to funnel some stuff into this. Maybe, I don't really know. I don't really know. I'm just spitballing at the moment. It is kind of crazy, not gonna lie.